Good morning, YouTube. This is Arthur J. Bowman and Perry the Platypus coming at you with the level decks. So grab your mushrooms and level up as we go on an adventure of my level deck profile. Please stay afterwards as I explain why I run it. Start things off, we got Armed Dragon level 10. This is the inspiration behind this deck. I pulled him in a booster and I was like, frick, I want to run him. And he's basically become my curse card. Every time I get him out, I'll lose in 1 or 2 turns. So why do I still have him in this deck? Because he looks cool.
That does look really cool.
That's all you need to know. And I have 1 level 7, 2 level 5s, and 3 level 3s. Next, I run 2 Horus, the Black Flame level 8s, 2 level 6s, and 2 level 4s. He's a lockdown of any deck. I'm pretty sure you know who Horus is. If you don't know who Horus is, then you probably are not looking at this deck. He can negate any spell card. That's all. That's it.
The original 6 Samurai.
The original Shin?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can do this any point in time. And this is beautiful. He's got a freaking beam coming from his mouth. It's beautiful. Rounding out our levels, we got 2 Silent Magician level 8s and 2 level 4s. He's unaffected by spell cards, and he's 3,500 for the first level up, which you'll see later on why he's so great to have in a level deck. And he can, again, he's unaffected by spell effects, and his level 4 version, when your opponent draws a card, he'll gain a counter, which gives him 500 attack. And that also has more merit later on in this deck profile. And in terms of the rest of the monsters here, we have 2 Master Dragons for your Armed Dragon level 3s, and 2 Shining Angels for your Silent Magician level 4s. Next, we run a Royal Decree. You can get Horus and Royal Decree out. Basically, your opponent can't do squat and turn with their back row. It's just wonderful. And it's pretty annoying, but it's fun. It's fun. Especially when you're like down from everything and then you actually pull off that combo. It's beautiful. To protect our levels, a lot of times you'll get level 3 out by or Armed Dragon level 3 out by the Master Dragons, and your opponent gets another attack. And so in order to save him for your next standby phase, so you can get his effect to upgrade him, I have an Interdimensional Matter Transporter. After that, I have a Raigeki Break. Oh, apparently I have another Interdimensional Matter Transporter. I also have a Rising Energy, because a lot of times you'll have the lower level monsters out, and that's the only thing you can bring out first turn. And it gives them an unsurprised boost, as well as it discards a card to your graveyard, which again will be explained later on. Next I have a Shadow Spell, and Damage Condenser. It allows you to do some special summoning from your deck. Beautiful. I'd like to see more of this card in the future. Call of the Haunted to take back your creatures and monsters in your graveyard. Next, magics, we have 3 level ups. He's the engine of this deck. If you have any level monster in the field, specifically if you have your Silent Magician level 4, you can bring out your level 8 3,500 attack monster in 1 turn. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Next, I was talking about those nil cards earlier, or the discard cards. I run 3 level modulations. It's the monster reborn of your deck. You can bring out any single one of these level monsters, which your opponent may get 2 cards, but the drawback is far less than the plus side. Plus, if your opponent draws those cards, you get Silent Magician's level 4's effect, and he'll put up to 2,000. That's assuming you don't already have him at level 8. Next, we have Dark Hole, Scapegoat, Gold Sarc, pretty generic things, Scapegoats to help stall some more until you get your powerful monsters. And rounding out our magics, we have, or spells, sorry, you have 2 Acts of Despairs for that attack on those lower attack monsters, and that's how you run it. For the extra deck,
where did it go? Where did it go?
You know what? Come up here. Come up here. I don't run no custom extra deck. You ain't got time for no extra deck. Ain't nobody got time for that business. But seriously, on a serious note, it's not really that necessity. And a lot of times I find people run extra decks and they try and tech in all these cards and they play those cards and they lose the focus of their deck in the first place. So, it's just my opinion. This is a fun deck anyway. Try a deck without an extra deck and you'll be surprised about how successful you can be at times when you would exceed. Thank you.
Well, that'll about wrap up this deck profile list for this level deck that I created. It's really enjoyable. I've had a lot of fun with it over the past. I started out with my Armed Dragon level 10 when I got in a Chaz Princeton booster pack. I was so excited. It was really cheap, and ever since then I've just gathered level cards. I was like, maybe one day I'll do it. But then I found the power of level up, and I was like, wow, this is possible. And so I decided to put it together. And while it could be slow and you have a lot of dead draws, it's very fun and a lot more consistent than what you think it would be. There's potential for lockdown. You destroy them with Armed Dragon level 10. You block their spells with Horus and Silent Magician, and there's the Royal Degree in there too that blocks the traps, and it's really fun, and I suggest that you take your own level cards and do with it whatever you want. Thank you, and have a great day.
I love your hats. I do.